Hello and welcome to part 2 of how to draw a rose. In this part we're going to draw the middle part of the rose. My name is David and now let us crack on with this. I'm starting off with a pink meadow lake and coming in and filling in this section of the petal. Coming around the edge of the petal, giving it a pinky glow. Trying to keep the edge of this petal with a nice highlight going around the edge of it. And as we go into the middle of it, it gets darker. So we just want to highlight this edge. Coming in with a scarlet red now, and what I'm going to do is start marking off some of these shadows so I know where I'm going. There's a small petal on the inside which has got some shadow on it. And there's a line there that's giving the impression that there's two petals. So coming in now with that scarlet red and giving it a nice soft layering, taking it up to that pink. I'm not going over that pink, I'm just taking it as far as where the pink starts. Trying to go in the same direction as the petal is growing, which is outward. And coming in a little bit darker, going all the way across. So there's a lot of shadow in this bit. So what we're going to try and do is make it look as if it's folding over on itself. Using the Caput Mortuum, coming in and giving it some shadow. Starting off first on the little petals that are on the inside. Now just define a small edge around that petal where the shadow of the one behind it is going. Flicking it again, just going upwards so that it blends in with the scarlet red and the pink that is above it. using those flicking motions again, taking it up one stroke at a time. And as we come along here, we go around that marking that I put in, because underneath the darkness there's a light highlight. There you go, flicking it all the way around. Flicking it in an upwards direction. There you go, it's beginning to start looking as if it's a petal folding over. I'm bringing it down so that it blends in with the highlight underneath it as well. Still using the Caput Mortuum as I'm going around on this. Just making it a little bit darker. Coming in now with the deep red. And coming from the Caput Mortuum and then flicking it into that pink. Just to make that transition a little bit more smoother. Giving it that sort of look that it is folding over. So flicking on, also going in a C direction. Little C's all the way around. Just slightly darkening up that highlight there. It's not a bright highlight like the edge of it where I've got the pink. Now I'm coming in with the Scarlet red and taking it a little bit more into that pink to blend those three colours all together. The pink, Scarlet, or the deep red, sorry, with the Scarlet. So there's a transition, it's blending nicely. So now we have a nice little edge that's folding over, shadow in the middle. There you go, little flecks all the way around. And using the side of the pencil, just giving it a nice little shading. Not too much, just a small thin layer. Just to give it that reddish colour with a highlight. Back in now with the Caput Mortuum, just darkening that shadow up a little bit more. Now that we've got the deep red and the Scarlet there as well, we can blend it in all together. little strokes, little whiskers sort of thing. Flicking it up and then flicking it down to transition into the glow and the highlight underneath. There you go. Back in with the deep red. Just finishing off that small petal underneath in the middle of it. Coming back in with Scarlet red and just bringing that out a little bit more into the pink. A little bit more deep red. You will find that you are going backwards and forwards. Constantly finding bits and pieces that you want to darken, lighten. Just giving it a little bit of scarlet red going round the edge. To give it that impression that it's folding over. with that Caput Mortuum. A little bit more shadow in the middle. Blending it into that Scarlet and deep red there. Coming with the pink madder lake now, and continuing this petal, going around the edge of the other side of that petal. Scarlet red, bringing it up to there again. Just giving a shadow on the outer edge. And then the deep red coming in a little bit darker. And then just finding that gap that's in between those two petals. There you go. That's done that with the deep red. Now coming in with the Caput Mortuum, we're coming on to the outer petal. There's a nice big and large one, and we're just defining the edge where it folds over. And if you're enjoying this, please like and subscribe. That would really help with the this channel. Many thanks. There's lots of shadows in this one, and lots of different grades of shadows. This one starts off fairly dark and gets lighter as it goes down to the bottom of it, of the petal. This one does the same. It gets dark, it's dark right down the bottom, and this line here is the transition from one petal to another. So that big square piece is one petal, and then we've got this piece going up and round. So using the side of my pencil, I'm just going to go and try and establish where these shadows are. Doing it ever so lightly so that if I do go in a wrong area, I know I can rub it out. Suddenly realised I was using the wrong pencil. Coming back in with the pink madder, going across the tip of the fold of the petal and giving it that highlight all the way across. Coming in now with that Scarlet red. And we've got an idea where that shadow is. We're just going to come in and start shading a thin layer. All the way over this. Going over that shadow so it's got that reddish, shadowish look to it as well. Caput Mortuum back at this top piece here, and we're going to take that in dark at the top and then bringing it down to the bottom as it fades. Coming in from the bottom ever so lightly. And over on the other side, still using the Caput Mortuum and bringing the shadow up to the edge as well. So this here is one petal, and on the other side of that is another petal. This one folds over. And this side is the other petal that folds around the middle section, the bud. So we have a shadow on there from the bud that's on the inside. So we have about two or three different shadows going on here. We have a dark one and a light one and a medium one. So we've got to try and put those all in. Okay, and then we can come out from there and do the other shadow, which is a little bit lighter. And then coming over the whole lot with a scarlet red, blending that Caput Mortuum together. Bringing it all the way across. Going over the Caput Mortuum on the other side. Bringing that down to the edge. Giving that shadow a reddish hint as well by going over that. Coming now in with a deep red. And coming over that lot again, blending it all in together. Still using the deep red here. Shading again with the side of the pencil, giving it a soft layering. Just gently going over with the side of the pencil. Getting into the corners if you can. Blending it in with the Caput Mortuum there on both sides. Trying to make it look as if it's round. Going back with the Caput Mortuum, bringing that shadow back up again a bit more. And then the lighter shadow just outside it. Coming in with the black and defining that edge between the two petals. Bringing that petal out a bit more. And that bit on the other petal. Using the side of the pencil so that I'm not doing it too dark, but just enough to define the shadow. Back in with the Caput Mortuum and started to bring that petal out, coming over that black, so it's not too bold, it just wants to be enough. And the same again. Deep red, coming back over the shadow bit. We're just going over that other shadow, the lighter shadow. Coming back up onto this lip of the petal. Just coming over with the Caput Mortuum on the edge, just to define its lip. Is folding over. Just giving a flicky motion all the way along. Coming in with the Scarlet red, and just coming from that Caput Mortuum and just flicking it out again. Small strokes, just enough to give it that sort of bendy look. Now in with the deep red, I'm doing the same thing again, going over those, the Caput Mortuum and the Scarlet. Just to give it that extra look, to show that it is part of the petal and it's bending over. Back again with the Scarlet, and coming from the other side and bringing it round, flicking it from the other side as well, just to make it look as if it's joining up. Now we've done that, we can go over to this other petal and finish off this petal that we started on just there. I'm going to start off with this shadow that comes out all the way around. Comes around the edge of it. For this, yeah, further now. The rest of it there. Darkening it up. There you go. Now I go back in with Scarlet red. Using the side on the pencil and over the whole piece. Oh, there you go. There. Come on. All the way over. So yeah, we'll go back in with that Caput Mortuum. All the way along. Yeah. Yeah. Out. Give a curvature on the edge. Yeah. All the way along. There. We're going to come in now with the deep, no, yeah, deep red. Deep red. This we've just done as well to blend it all in together. Leave it. I take it all the way up to the edge. Leave. There you go. And flickety flick again. Right, come back. I'm going to come in with the pink Madder Lake. Blend it all together here. I'm trying to go in the same direction as the petal. Trying to leave. Yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go back over this. Blend this a little bit more with the pink Madder. Some of the white of the paper was coming through. I just there you go. Feel happy about that now. Okay, right. Not completely happy with that. Come in with the black. Just gently. It's here. Bring it to there. Gently bringing it out softly across. And also just on the top here, give it a bit of shadow. Okay, come back in with the Caput Mortuum over what I've just done, sealing that black. Use the Scarlet red up here. Finish it off there. Blending it all out. There. Up this. Yeah. And just here, so that that pinkiness sticks out there a little bit more. And yeah, early on. Pink matter. There. There. Oh, and Caput Mortuum. Get this. Yeah. A little shadow. Yeah. That bit there and piece. There. Yeah. Yeah. Bit happy with that. We'll come back in with the Scarlet red. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish it on this point and leave it now for part 3. I thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this, I'd hope to see you in the next one. And if you could, please like and subscribe. That would be most appreciated, and hopefully we'll see you in part 3. Many thanks and see you next time. Bye for now.